Hey Canada, it's Thanksgiving! First of all, I would like to thank the entire nation of Canada for giving thanks, because without them and without this day, I wouldn't have found $5 just laying outside my building this morning. But more greater than that, I wouldn't have looked outside, frozen my tracks, and saw everything covered in a gorgeous white blanket, as more powdery white falls from the sky, adding to the already perfect blanket below. And I wake up at 6:30 every morning to go to class. But that cheered me up so much, and so much indeed, that I made a list. Things that cheer Luke up, by Luke Frazier. Snow. Kittens. Fireplaces.
Kittens and fireplaces?
And cookies. Now with that in mind, I'm a single, ladies. If you're ever wondering how to reel me in, just wait for a nice evening where there's a beautiful snowfall drifting gently to the ground. Invite me back to your place where you already have a gorgeous fire burning with multiple baby kittens napping in a circle on a rug, soaking up the warmth. And amidst all this, there'll be a giant platter of cookies risen upon a throne for us to nibble on and cuddle. You had me at cookies. Other than the snow, I don't really know what went on in the last week. I can't really think of anything exciting, and do you know why? I'll tell you why. Because my devotion to Lost has devoured my social life. And now, I'm not telling you this for help. This is not a confession. I don't need to be cured of anything. My addiction is purely healthy. This is the healthiest relationship I have ever been in. I love you. But if you've never seen Lost before, what are you doing watching me? I know what you're doing. You're watching Wednesday Robs. I don't know if you've noticed this, but every week, week in and week out, the kid beats me in views. Every week, no matter what. He surpasses me. This shouldn't happen. I come Monday, I have 2 extra days to build up views before him, but he surpassed me every week, but not this week. I'm gonna lay down the law and say no. Not this week, Robs. Every Wednesday, he comes in with his suave, his smoothness, his unmatched charm. He's like the Romeo of YouTube, ready to seduce you with the blink of an eye. But not this week. So now I'm counting on you, all Luke fans. I'm calling you out and counting on you because I believe in you. We believe in each other. I don't think it's too much to ask to beat Robs this week. It's not too much to ask. I don't even think it's too much to ask to maybe get 200 views by this time next week. 200 views. I think you guys can do it. Just tell 2 friends to watch me, and tell your 2 friends to tell 2 friends, and it'll just keep going. I'll grow exponentially, 200 in no time. While Robs sinks on Wednesday. Sinks. Not even 1 view. Okay, I don't mean to sabotage Robs. Don't want you going there. You're free to watch the first 29 seconds of Rob's video as much as you want. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Him and his charm. But me, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna hit that 200 mark before he does. I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit it hard because of you guys. And personally, I think in a week, each of you watching this video can watch it 15 times. That's like what? Twice a day with an extra one thrown in on Sunday. I think you can do it. Here's a neat trick I learned. You're sitting there doing your homework, but at the same time, just have me up. And then every couple minutes, refresh my video. We're just gonna spam my views because I'm gonna get to 200. You do that, you tell your 2 friends to do that, and they tell their 2 friends to do that. 200 in no time, baby. 200 in no time, and all because of you. And if you guys can get me to 200, I'll do a little something special for you next week. Who knows what it is, but you're interested now. It's a mystery, so you gotta get it done. But I've dawdled in my derivative dialogue for too long. It's time to get to the questions. Back on Tuesday, Keith asked if this car, this very expensive car which got poor gas mileage, was practical. Good question. And I'm gonna say no. This car is not practical for the average person. This car can be practical, however, but not for the average person, because the average person never gets to drive that fast, and they need good gas mileage more than they need a fast car. However, we can remedy this with a real speed demon, just a speed junkie, who only uses this car to drive fast because he loves the thrill. For this guy, it's practical because it is useful in his everyday life. After work, needs some time to relax, he peels his car down the road, down his own road, at 200 miles an hour. Definitely practical for that guy. So yes, this car can be practical, but not for the average person. Maybe to put this in like a smaller perspective, it'd be like, how practical would it be for someone to buy just an average weight set? For me, it wouldn't be practical at all. Look at these babies. I've never used them. You know the last time I worked out? Neither do I. But for the average college male, I'm sure a weight set would be very practical. Same deal here. On Wednesday, Rob's asked of anybody in the world, if you had a choice, who would you go on a date with? Good question. And I, believe it or not, I'm actually going to give a straight answer. I'm not going to just describe my perfect woman. I'm not going to point down there and be like, hey, first person that answers down there, I'm Brandon, I'm avoiding the question, you get to be it. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you a straight answer, Rob. I'm going to adjust it a little bit, but I'm still going to give you an answer to your question. Now, this was easily the most difficult question of the week. It really took me a few days to really decide what I was going to say. But luckily, you didn't put any date and time parameters on it. Because of that, I'm going to say, if I could get sent back to before college started, the year 2 span of my life before college started, I would love to go on a date with Angela then, because that was easily the happiest time of my life. So there you go. And Thursday, Connor asked if Brandon should grow an afro or like a Viking beard. Good question. I'm gonna say maybe not an afro, not a beard, but I would like to see a little something done up here. Just a little something to give it a little style, his hair a little pizzazz. I would like to see something. Probably not an afro, and probably not a beard, but I'd like to see a little style done up there. That red is just sitting there, and it's getting stagnant. It needs to jump. It needs to become alive. And Brandon's lovably simple question from Friday, what was the last song you listened to? Good question. As everybody knows, and it's the last song you listened to, Single Ladies, Beyonce. Now the time has come for my question of the week, so let's get the ball rolling. If anybody's ever seen Swordfish, I totally jacked this from John Travolta in there. Edited a little bit, that's where I got it. But I love how wickedly cynical it is. So try to answer this. It's gonna like, put yourself in this position, kind of a question. You have just found the cure to a major epidemic. You know, be it AIDS or cancer, diabetes, what have you. But in order to extract the cure, you must kill a healthy child. Would you do it? If no, why not? But if yes, things get a bit more interesting. Would you do it if you had to kill 2 healthy children? Or 10? Or 100? Or 1,000? Where would your limit be? I wanted to ask this question, but I didn't know how to answer it without sounding just like the most evil person in the world. Originally, I was gonna answer it by saying if I could sit down with this child and explain to them like how many lives they'd be saving, and they understood and they were okay with it, then yeah, I would kill them to save all these lives. But then I thought, you know, that's too peaceful of an answer. That's too good of an answer. I'm gonna edit my question to make it so you can't answer that. This child is too young to comprehend and understand language. You cannot convey your message to this child that sacrificing them will save millions. So it is a young child, maybe even an infant, toddler, pre-understanding language age. Would you kill a child for a guaranteed cure? And at that, I would say yes, I would kill 1. Because I'm a big believer in like destiny and fate. With 1 child, I would believe that his or her destiny was to save all of these people. However, any more than that, too holocausty for me. So 1 is my limit, that's why. What is your limit? No copying answers. See you next week. And go play in the snow.